The man at the gas pump had a knife behind his leg. I knew I was in trouble the moment he smiled, because it happened right after I saw the knife. And he knew I'd seen it. It was a little after 2 a.m. when I stopped for gas. I normally wouldn't have. I usually fill up earlier, avoid late-night stops altogether. But I was driving back from visiting a friend in another town, and my fuel light came on, and this was the only station open for miles. One of those old highway gas stations, half lit, half dead. The kind of place that feels abandoned even when it isn't. There was one truck parked near the building, an old white pickup, engine off and no one inside. I remember noticing it because it looked like it had been sitting there for a while. Dust on the sides, mud caked in the wheel wells, but I didn't think much of it. I should have. I pulled to a pump near the front windows. Only one overhead light above me worked. The others flickered. Inside the store, one older clerk sat behind the counter watching a tiny TV. Didn't even look up when I walked in to prepay. Everything felt dead quiet. Too quiet. I went back outside and started pumping. Cold wind, no traffic, just the clicking of the pump. And then, a voice. Long drive? I turned. A man stood at the pump behind mine. I hadn't heard him walk up. Mid-50s maybe, weathered face, work jacket. Smiling. Too much. I gave that polite half nod that strangers give. Yeah. Went back to pumping, hoping that was the end of it. It wasn't. He moved closer, not enough to be openly aggressive, just enough. You traveling alone? Something about that question made something tighten in me. Who asks that at 2 a.m. at a near-empty gas station? I shrugged. Just heading home. He smiled again, then leaned slightly against the pump, talking like we were friends. I barely listened. I was watching distance, watching his hands. That's when I saw it. Behind his leg, held low, partially hidden. A knife. Fixed blade. Long enough that I knew immediately what it was. Not a pocket knife, not a tool. A knife. And he saw me notice it. That's when he smiled. My stomach dropped so hard it felt physical. I remember thinking, don't react. Don't let him know you're scared. But he already knew. He took a small step closer. You seem nervous. I let go of the nozzle, fuel still running. I didn't care. I backed toward my driver door. He matched me, still smiling. Then he lifted the knife slightly, casual, like showing me. Not threatening, showing. That was somehow worse. Open your trunk, he said, softly, like a request. I thought I misheard him. What? His smile vanished. Open it. And took another step. That's when I moved. Fast. I grabbed the nozzle out and let it drop. Gas sprang. Jumped for my door. He lunged. I heard him curse. His hand caught my sleeve. I ripped free, got in and locked the door. And he slammed the knife into the window. Hard. The sound exploded beside my face. I threw the car into reverse. Tires screeched. I almost hit another pump backing out. Then I saw movement. The white pickup, doors opening. 2 more men getting out. My blood turned cold. It wasn't just him. I hit the gas, shot toward the road. But the pickup started too. Engine roaring, headlights behind me instantly. Following. Fast. Too fast. I was shaking so hard I could barely hold the wheel. They stayed on me, close, high beams flooding my mirrors. Then the pickup bumped me. Once, lightly. Testing. I almost lost control. They were trying to run me off, I knew it. No question. I grabbed my phone. No service, of course. Road empty, no traffic, no help. Just dark highway. And that truck, still on me. Another bump, harder. I swerved, recovered, heart in my throat. Then I saw an exit. Small county road. No idea where it went, didn't care. I took it, hard. Tires screaming. The pickup followed. Of course it did. Now, narrow road, trees close, no lights. This was worse. Then I saw it, a volunteer fire station. dark building but with a lit sign. I turned straight into the lot, laid on the horn, and didn't stop, just horn, constant, loud. The pickup hit the brakes and paused, like deciding. Then reversed, backed out, gone, just like that. I sat there gripping the wheel so hard my hands hurt, still leaning on the horn without realizing it. Lights inside the station came on, and a man came out, then another. I stumbled out of the car trying to explain, could barely get the words out. Police were called, deputies searched, never found the truck. But that wasn't the part that stayed with me. It was what one deputy told me after hearing everything. He looked at me and said, "You're lucky you didn't open that trunk." I asked why. He just said, "Because people don't ask that with a knife for robbery," and didn't elaborate. Didn't have to. I think about that sentence all the time, because in the moment, I assumed robbery, wallet, car, whatever. But maybe that wasn't what this was. Maybe I interrupted something worse. And if I'd frozen a second longer, if his hand had held my sleeve, if that fire station hadn't been there, I don't think I'd be telling this. I think they would have loaded me into that pickup, and I don't think anyone would have found me.